Gundam.tk presents Double Zeta Gundam. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Robert184 as always from Gundam.tk, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the high-grade Universal Century. We make a return to that Double Zeta Gundam. And this has been a much anticipated kit considering that the high-grade Universal Century line started over a decade ago. It's been a long wait, so let's see what we're going to get. This kit came out on June 17th, 2010. And the price continues the upward climb of high-grade kits. Of course, that coincides with an increase in their quality. But anyway, this is going to sell for 2,300 Japanese yen. First, a look around the box itself, you'll see very noticeably there the name of the series, and of course that's named after the second lead in the series. And remember, Double Zeta Gundam was sort of messed up because the Zeta Gundam actually held over from the original Zeta Gundam to be the first lead suit of the series, which is sort of disappointing because I miss out on collecting two different leads. But otherwise, the box art looks pretty cool, I have to say. Very standard, but still somewhat modern looking box here. You've got two big images because this is a slightly bigger box anyway. So you've got a nice front shot and a nice back shot of that, as well as some pretty cool art and some story information. And this is something that I've been enjoying, is lately they've been putting stats on the box itself. So there you can see that it's got a head height of almost 20 meters. Of course, after Gundam Unicorn, the high-grade Universal Century line has branched off with the high-grade Afterwar Gundam X and the high-grade Future Century God Gundam, both of which you can check out reviews of on Gundam.tk, but it's good to see that they're going back here. And you'll notice the series name and the fact that they're continuing the same numbering system. So basically the mid-90s series and the late 90s series will just join into the high-grade Universal Century numbering system with no interruption. Now, like everything cool in the 1980s, the Double Zeta Gundam also transformed, and its transformation, of course, is quite different from the Zeta Gundam, which was just a single mobile suit turning into a single Wave Rider. But anyway, here you can see transform, and it can turn the top half of the Double Zeta Gundam, will turn into the core top, and then of course you're also going to have a core fighter, which goes back to the original Gundam, but was not seen in Zeta. Then you're going to have the core base, which is basically the legs plus core fighter, and if you combine the top and the base, you're going to get the massive G-Fortress. And I have the feeling there's going to be a lot of plug-and-play in this, not a full regular transformation. But nonetheless, the fact that they've got this in a high grade and it's looking this accurate is off to a good start in my eyes. Of course, the Double Zeta is a huge mobile suit, well, until the new Gundam, etc. came out, and something like the Kusui or the Penelope. But nonetheless, this has a huge weapon as well, the double beam rifle, and of course this is a huge, incredibly awkward thing. And of course, I think they were designing it more to be used in the transformation. But anyway, it looks like here that you're able to put it up over the shoulder, but I'm really wondering how many different action poses you're going to be able to pull that off. It also has missile ports there that open up, and I'm sure that they're just going to be big red blocks inside. But the other thing that they give you is that they give you a special base attachment that when you put this on an action base, when it's in the G-Fortress phone, it says that you can keep it on there safely with confidence. And it also has thrusters. I wonder if those will be all gray once we crack the box open. Enough of that, let's actually open this up. I have not done this yet, so you're seeing this for the first time along with me. So on the top, we're going to have the A plate and seals. We're going to have a plate of white and gray parts, beam sabers, gray and red and blue plates, and a very sort of GP01 kind of white parts. This is not bright white by any means. And at the bottom of the box, you're going to have the manual. The manual is fairly unique for a high-grade Universal Century. Again, we've got the logos here, but it's not a regular just 4-page fold-out. It's actually like a master-grade book. So anyway, you're going to see that we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G plates. So that's a lot of plates for a high-grade Universal Century, a thing of polycaps and the beam sabers, and how to order parts. Anyway, we're going to go through there. You've got a couple pages of directions. Everything's clear. The same images that we've already seen around the box. I thought this was sort of cool that they show off the different kits that you can get from Double Zeta, including the whole Zeta team. You can get the Hyakushiki, of course, and the Mark II, and the Super Gundam, and you can get the Zeta Gundam. And high-grade Universal Century really started out with a lot of ones. You've got the Zaku 3, which was number 14, and the Bau, which was number 15, and now we've got the Stern Dias. But anyway, it's been a while since Double Zeta has got any HG UC love. Going through this, it shows how you put everything together, and then the back pages are going to be all about the transformation. And on the back we get some unique poses, including the fact that it's got huge beam sabers, showing off this, and a color guide that actually shows you the colors. As for the plates themselves, the A-plate comes with 3 colors. You're going to have black, gray, and yellow, and this is something that I've never had happen on me, but where the color joints are, these things just popped off. But anyway, lots of yellow parts, which is great to see, because one of the best parts of the Double Zeta Gundam for me is the details, especially in the legs with the amount of red and blue and yellow that go in there. So anyway, that's all been recreated with parts and very few stickers, which is always a good thing. And of course, we've got some rather large pieces there for the base there. The B plate is going to be all blue, and we've got big parts here for the double beam rifle. The shoulders, of course, are going to be big, as they should be. But this is what I was hoping to see on the C plate. Yeah, we've got big gaps, and whenever we have big gaps, you'll see the same idea on a D plate. That says to me that we've got a variation that's already been planned coming out in the near future. And of course, with the Double Zeta, that should be the full armor Double Zeta. So they've already been planning that. That's pretty great, because when I look at some of these things, these parts should be longer on the full armor, Double Zeta, etc. And as I said, the missile pods are just going to be all red. You're going to have to ink those up yourselves. But anyway, it's good to see, and I hope that we do get a variation in the near future. The D plate has the waist armor, and the head here we have again. This is something they've been doing since the high grade new, well, around there anyway. But they've got a full helmet, one piece, but we also have the bottom here with just a room for the red goatee. And otherwise you're just going to be able to put in the lining and the stickers, but just big white pieces. And again, they've really come a long way with this stuff. It's impressive. So really upping the piece count, we're going to have 2 identical E plates with a lot of big pieces on them, including, it looks like, the big beam sabers. And we've got a G plate with, again, this is one of the larger pieces you'll find in high grade Universal Century for the giant backpack. And for added stability, we're going to get an F plate consisting of ABS parts, which looks like a lot of the ankle joints, etc., hips and elbows and the waist, so that's always good to see. And these are huge beam sabers for a high-grade Universal Century. I think they're about the same size as the F91 Master Grades. Maybe I'll compare them afterwards. But again, that's going to suit this, and I'm glad that they're not going to be too big, so because the Master Grades, sometimes the size of them can have weight issues, so hopefully this high grade does not have the same problem. Lots of decals. Of course, they're not going to give you any dry transfers or anything like that, but we've got here the eyepiece, which you'll notice has a silver part in the middle, sort of just above the bridge of the nose or whatever. You've also got a green part, which is probably going to go on the double beam rifle, and lots of black parts, which is nice because that's just things that we don't have to line, and hopefully those are going to go inside the yellow vent-like parts on the chest and on the legs. So again, less lining, more stickers is something that the high-grade Future Century God Gundam showed can be done pretty well, so I'm happy to see that. So if there's anybody who's been doubting how good high-grade Universal Century kits and high-grade 144th kits have been getting, just when you crack this open, my first impression is, wow, this is just about as good as the Master Grade God Gundam. Big A, B, C, small D plates, 2 E's, F, and we've got polycap or ABS parts. You know, really, this is going to be a good-looking kit to put together. The only thing I am afraid of is I wonder if Bandai is scaring off people with the ever-increasing price point. Then, on the other hand, as fans, we're probably going to spend whatever they make because as high-end users, well, I'm happy that they're increasing the quality all the time. Anyway, everybody, Robert184, hit like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, let me know on the front page or down below what you think of the video and the model itself. Anyway, stay tuned for the review. It's going to take a few days to put this together, but I'll see you after with the full review. Thanks for watching.